Hi.
How's it
uh,
going?
good. How are you?
We're good. We're good.
It's great. That's great. My name's Chanel. It's very nice to meet you. I thought the movie was wonderful as someone who loves horror. So I'm very,
Hey,
yeah, I'm very happy
awesome.
to be able to ask you questions today about it. So one thing I was really curious about was if you could just like each describe like the different approaches that you had uh, when working on this film.
I know that for the possession sequences, specifically, how we approached that was getting everyone to perform each other's possessions. So everyone did Daniel's possession, everyone did Mia's possession. That way, no one was embarrassed by what they were doing, and everyone could also grab and pick from each other's performances and help build their own. So that was really fun, and not even just the actors, but our producers did it as well. We did it as well. Our cinematographer did the possessions too. So that time, like when it was time to come on set and do something that could be really awkward, it's like we've all done it. So yeah, that was a fun way that we approached those.
I think it was also because it was supposed to be an 8-week shoot and it ended up being a 5 because of budget cuts. The certain cast, like cast that we chose, like choosing Sophie because she wasn't a name. Like there's just a bunch of things that kind of like took the budget away. So it was creating a shooting style, which was like kind of like merging in our YouTube like way of doing things into like the film, just so we could get everything. So I feel like the film has like an energy to it, and that's because we leaned into the chaotic YouTube energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I think that's really cool. I thought about that as well as someone who also watches like some YouTube videos, that it did seem like very familiar to me in that kind of way, which I appreciated. And it just made me go like, oh, like this seems like something that would like literally happen only because it's like the shooting style that you chose. Um, and yeah, and like some of the other like commentaries. Uh, so something also that I was thinking about in regards to the film and specifically like what it's under. I know it's under like as a supernatural thriller, as there's, possession and all of that. Uh, I actually really saw some elements of more like psychological thriller
Yeah.
kind of vibes. And I was just wondering what you thought about those observations and if maybe that's something that you guys had thought about as well.
Well, yeah, I think that it's all told from Mia's point of view. So we're never seeing spirits outside of Mia's point of view. We're not seeing what the other kids are seeing. It's all just told from seeing what Mia's feels. So I do get that psychological
Well, the
sort
whole
of
thing
vibe.
is psychological. Even the spirits are drawn to the emotions of each of the people doing the hand.
But we knew that we wanted it to work as a horror film and as a drama film. That's the way we look at it. It's like a horror drama, is the way we describe it. And we get lost to the drama a little bit in there too. So
Yeah, yeah.
The initial cut was 20 minutes longer of just drama. And then it's kind of like, what do you talk about the YouTube energy? I feel like that's kind of us in the edit suite as well. It's like, we don't want anyone to be bored. Like, oh, look, all this is happening. So I think that kind of translated a little bit. Like, it really.
But there's just certain things that you can convey with looks and just the way that the actors are emoting their faces, that we didn't need all this dialogue to say the things that they're just expressing.
Yeah, and through sound and things like that. You can
Yeah.
There's so much you can convey through other ways, not just like spelling it out every scene.
Yeah, that I'm glad you mentioned sound especially because that was definitely something that I had noticed throughout the film. Like I thoroughly enjoyed how music and sound were incorporated throughout the entire movie. One of my favorite moments was, like that kind of like carnival round robin sound that was happening during the possessions. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, during it was like played such like during like a crucial scene. So I was just wondering like what was the intended impact of using sound that way or in any other way that you've used sound throughout the film.
Yeah, well, so that for that song, the montage scene,
Mhm.
is so we're trying to find a song. We wanted to convey like show the fun, the lure of the hand, why the kids love using it. So it's kind of that party scene. We were listening to hundreds of songs. I was trying to find what that song would be, and then I came across the Edith Piaf remix, and it's kind of a mix of old and new. It's this really old style song, and then it's used in a new way, like with a remix. And that's what the kids are. The kids are a new generation using this ancient like artifact. And there's kind of a juxtaposition also with the way that they're using it and then the reality of what's going on. So you see what's happening in the montage isn't actually fun, but they're perceiving it as. So that was the meaning for that. And like even like each of the spirits that connect, there's a certain thing we do with the sound and the atmos and things like that. Like you can kind of get hints to spirits' backstories just through the sound as well with everyone that they connect to. So the fun, we learned so much on that sound process. I can't wait to incorporate into the next movie.
Yes. Okay. So there's gonna be a next movie of this movie, or just the next movie for you?
Next movie in general. But talk to me if A24 wants a sequel, we're all for that too.
We keep dropping them hints. What can our sequel be cool?
Guys, like,
I totally agree. I was just thinking about how honestly you could even do like a prequel to the movie because, you know, we're like seeing all these spirits like, you know, like her mom, like there's a lot of questions that definitely went through my head after, which I really enjoyed because I was like during it, while I understood what was happening, at the end I was like, wait, what? And then and then I kind of just like pieced it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like piecing some of it together. But definitely there was like some things like the mom that I was like, I like definitely had some questions about just like how much was in her head. And like how much like with the hand and her mom and all of that, like that was definitely something that I was just like, oh, like well, was her mom actually her mom, or was her mom part of that process with the hand, or is that just something that she's like subconsciously making up in her head? So
yeah, there's so many hints that explore these things. We love people interpreting it, but the answers are definitely there if you watch and rewatch.
And it's kind of like because we wanted the kids to be in over their heads and not understand what it is that they're dealing with. So that scene, I like the idea of doing a sequel and like leaning a bit more into like a kind of the mythos. But we didn't want that scene where they go to the library and figure out, you know, everything.
yeah.
Have a, like pick up. So like it was kind of like how much do we say, and then how much there's like I think through repeat viewings there's things that they can pick up.
Put together. Things.
That's us trying to get people to watch it the second time.
Yeah, you have to
watch it the second time.
You have to watch it 3 times in the cinema. Actually,
if you go with like 5 friends, you learn some new things.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's perfect. I literally was like, I need to watch this again. I need to figure it out. It's definitely something that is very interesting and entertaining as well. Yeah, so I think another question was, so I heard about this film actually before I had even had the opportunity to go watch it and all of that from Sundance. Like I heard about it through there. People were like, this film is coming out and it is supposed to be like so scary and it's going to be so good. And I was so excited. I was like, no way. And I heard about it like quite some time ago, or not quite, but like, you know, in 2022 when it came out. And so were the reactions all that you hoped for?
I mean, it's so like we're so flattered by people saying it's the scariest thing ever, but then also it's impossible to live up to that. You know,
yeah, and you know what? Even when we got to Sundance, no one had seen the movie except for the people that run the Sundance program, and there was this big buzz about it there that everyone's like, "Oh, apparently this is the best," and we were like. Well, just like go on with low expectations.
Go in not expecting some scariest film ever.
Like, oh, this is the scariest thing. I'd rather people go in and not really know, and then be like pleasantly surprised.
That's what's scary is everyone coming in with those really high expectations.
Yeah, like so that was the first time at Sundance where there was going to be critics, distributors, all that, and they were like, oh, apparently this is the greatest thing. Well, and we're sitting at the back of the cinema like, we're just trying to make a fun horror movie. It's the greatest. Like, well, we didn't say that, but we're thankful to be here, and I hope you enjoy the movie. All those expectations a bit, but it's like
that's us not believing in our own film.
No, but it is that thing like with the hype and stuff about it.
It's awesome though. It's so
really cool. I just I hope it lives up to that for people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it lived up to it. It was amazing. It was hilarious. Definitely had the drama there. Kept it very entertaining, and yeah. So I really thank you for the movie and your time speaking with me. Great answers. And I really appreciate this conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, it was so awesome meeting you. Thank you for talking to us.
Yes, of course. Nice meeting you too.